Hello and welcome to another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie. So, some things have changed. I got a new tattoo. My ears are pierced. Um, so I think where we left off a month ago was chapter 2. I came on here to talk about that a little. I'm not going into full detail because I'm not ready. I just came out of a full-blown crying session, so bear with me. See, when I took time to heal and rebuild my relationship with my father, we did that. When I dove into therapy and worked on my childhood trauma and the issues with my mom, I did that. And mind you, I still have days. I'm still dealing with it, but it's easier. And now here I am at stage 2, stage 3, chapter 2, whatever you want to call it. I'm on a treadmill and I'm running the opposite direction, going nowhere, but running. I'm running so fast and going absolutely nowhere because I'm not ready. See, I ran away from therapy for 2 years because I was afraid of what would happen when I looked too deep. See, just 10 minutes ago, I was sitting in my chair. Just watched part 1 of Brooke Shields' documentary called Pretty Baby. I haven't watched part 2 yet. Probably will after this. And anyway, I was sitting there and I was thinking about my past and my childhood. And I was thinking, I'm just shocked looking at my life now, where I'm at. And I started crying. Because you see, there are so many questions I have to ask that I'm not ready to know the answer to. I'm afraid of my entire life changing. So I first thing I want to say is, if you are in this position and you are in this place and you're still running because you're afraid of what's going to happen and things are going to happen and what's going to change if you stop running, it's okay. It is okay to feel this way. It is perfectly okay for you to feel that way. Okay? It is. Because you're going to get to a place where you are ready. Well, you're not ready, but you know it's time. It took me 2 years. 2 years. And if you want to look at when I realized who my mom was to the time I went to therapy, that's like 20, almost like 18 years. um, so it's okay. It's okay if you're scared. It's okay if you're not ready. It's okay if you want to keep running in place, going nowhere. Because that's all you're doing is prolonging the inevitable. And I get that. And it's okay. I understand. I'm there right now, and I have things written down. I won't read them to you. It's so personal. I know I've shared so much, but I've shared about my past. I've shared about things that happened, you know, conversations with her in the present and things that happened when I was a child, if I haven't even talked about this to the person, to the people in my life it involves, I can't bring it up here. It's not fair to those people. Yesterday was such a good day. I tried on a brand new dress. I just felt sexy. I went to therapy and it was great. Afterwards, I got something to eat because I realized I forgot to eat breakfast. And I met this amazing woman. Didn't get her name or number or social media or anything, but I really hope I meet her again because I love to be friends. But I knew something was wrong when it turned bedtime that I hadn't eaten since lunch. I haven't even eaten yet today. I have no appetite. I'm so afraid that my whole world is going to change. I'm trying to remember that my whole world changed a year and a half ago. And look at how wonderful. Look at where I am now. Look at the woman I am now. I am proud of who I am now. Just be honest. I don't know how I'm going to have this conversation. I don't know how I'm going to bring it up. I don't know how I'm going to proceed in this chapter. It's that fear. Oh my gosh, the fear makes me want to vomit. I am such a logical, analytical person. I don't let my insecurities or my fears or my irrational thoughts. I was listening to Tiffany Jenkins and Meredith Masoning on their podcast, Take It or Leave It, which is also called Tioli for short, about they pole vault to conclusions. They, their spouse didn't bring their phone with them, and they wake up and they're not there and they don't know where they are. And okay, they're dead. Okay, I'm going to have to plan a funeral. Okay, I'm going to have to do this. I do that. But I taught myself, and Meredith has learned this in therapy, you start going to the least logical to the most logical thing. So the least logical thing that could happen, the most logical thing that could happen. And you just kind of go through that. And this situation, this chapter, I have no idea how to do that. The fear has clutched me. And I haven't tried to, I can't say that. I can't tell you I haven't tried to break free. I can't tell you I have, or I can't tell you that. I don't know where I'm at. All I know is I'm on a treadmill, facing the opposite direction, going nowhere. Sorry, my water bottle is totally in the way. And I'm here. The one thing about me is I don't give up, and I fight, and I will continue to do so. But I am so afraid. If I could bury my face in a hole like an ostrich, I would. Bury my face in the sand. But I've kind of done that for the past 10 years. So now I have to stop and ask the hard questions. Even if my voice shakes, even if I get violently ill, I have to speak up for myself. That's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I will speak and scream as loud as I can for other people. I will scream and I will scream and shout from the rooftops for anybody who's being hurt or isn't being heard or is facing, inequality or prejudice. My kids, my best friends, strangers. Mom, tell me to stand up for myself. I have no voice. I know I have a voice now. I know I have a voice that deserves to be heard. After 10 years of silence, how do you speak? And how do you make them listen? How do you speak and say it's no longer okay when you've made it seem okay? I promise if I figure out the answer to that, I'll share it. It was a very vulnerable episode. Oh my gosh. I know I didn't. I, I know it's not specific because I know some of you will be upset about that. Well, hey, I can't share everything. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you'll join me next time for another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie.